After Monday's coin flip to secure pre-draft lottery odds, the Oklahoma City Thunder have secured the 12th best odds. Today we're going to look at some of the prospects that I believe would be perfect for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And before I start, I ask that you could like the video, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and share the video with a friend. As a Thunder fan, my favorite prospect in our current range is Taylor Hendricks out of UCF. Hendricks is an athletic connective forward with great size at 6'8", 210 pounds. Hendricks doesn't create much offense himself, but he can stretch the floor, which would help a lot, especially alongside Shea, Giddey, and Jalen Williams. Hendricks is also able to play on the block in the dunker spot, is a lob threat, and can attack closeouts. I think Hendricks would be a great fit to plug into our starting four spot with his ability to score without a super high usage rate and his size that can help us on the defensive side, especially against teams with multiple bigger forwards. Hendricks has a great feel on the defensive end, and his defensive versatility intrigues me, showcasing the ability to defend multiple positions and even step out on the perimeter against certain offensive players, as well as his ability as a help side rim protector, which I believe could one day give us one of the best defensive front courts in the NBA alongside Chet Holmgren. A starting lineup of Shea, Giddey, Jalen Williams, Taylor Hendricks, and Chet Holmgren sounds very promising and exciting to me on both ends of the ball. There's a strong chance that Hendricks is off the board by the time OKC is selecting, but if he's able to slip to the Thunder, I believe Hendricks' ceiling for us could be a high-level starter as our franchise's future starting four that could provide good defensive play and versatility, along with the ability to stretch the floor and serve his role in a lob situation or on the block offensively. Another prospect that I love for the Thunder is Grady Dick, a 6'8" wing out of Kansas. Grady is an elite sharpshooting wing who shot 40% from 3 on 6 attempts per game in his freshman season. He's got good size and is a solid athlete. He's often labeled as just an elite spot-up shooter, but he's more than that in my opinion, as I also like his ability to create his own shot at times and to score off the dribble at times as well. OKC needs more shooters, and Grady definitely brings that. Grady has a great feel for the game and plays well off of the ball. He's another prospect who wouldn't demand the ball too much. He's able to hit shots running off of flare screens and pin downs and other types of off-ball action. When defenses overplay him, his IQ is high enough to attack these hard closeouts, and he's a willing cutter. And Grady would provide a lot more spacing for guys like Shea, Giddey, and Jalen Williams than we currently have. The drive and kick out to him would be a great option for our offense, and he can definitely play in an up-tempo system. Grady could improve as a ball handler and defender, but he is solid in both aspects. He gives effort defensively and has the tools, but he doesn't have the foot speed to shut opposing players down. Coming off of an NCAA championship with the UConn Huskies, sophomore Jordan Hawkins is another prospect that I love for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Hawkins is the best movement shooter in the draft, and as I've already stated, OKC could definitely use as many shooters as possible. Hawkins is coming off of an NCAA championship and has propelled himself into lottery conversations. Hawkins has the quickest release in the draft and great mechanics. Hawkins shot 49% on spot-up catch-and-shoot attempts and 39% from 3 in total on 7.6 attempts per game. Hawkins was also an 89% free throw shooter this season. Hawkins gets to his spots in transition, and if defenses leave him, he's guaranteed to make them pay. Hawkins is always moving and running off screens at an absurd rate, which all opens the floor up for everyone else. When defenders overplay on him, Hawkins is also a willing cutter, or he will curl into a mid-range jumper or all the way to the rim at times. Hawkins is one of the best shooting prospects in the last few drafts, and as I've said before, surrounding Shea, Giddey, and Jalen Williams with as many shooters as possible would open the game up for them a lot. Straying away from some of the NBA-ready prospects that I've listed already, I have someone whose upside I'm a little bit higher on than most, and that's Gigi Jackson out of South Carolina. Gigi is a 6'9" forward, and he's a bit of a controversial prospect that has shown that he has high-scoring upside with a great mixture of size and self-creation skills on the perimeter. Gigi is still a raw and inconsistent prospect who might not provide the strongest impact right away, as he would still be in high school if he didn't reclassify, in which he was the former number 1 recruit in the class of 2023. Gigi doesn't always have a great shot selection and takes tough shots, but if he's able to tighten some things up on the offensive end, his ceiling is very high. He's got a good handle for his size and is also a good athlete. The biggest questions with Gigi are his inconsistencies on both ends of the floor, and some question his character. I believe in a different situation than he was at South Carolina, we could see some of the facets of GG's game sharpen. GG's ability to space the floor and create for himself would help the Thunder tremendously if he pans out the way that I believe that he could. For the Thunder, I can also see a world where Dereck Lively, a center out of Duke, could work. Lively is a 7'1", 230-pound center with a 7'7" wingspan. The Thunder need more big man play, and adding Chet Holmgren will be major, but I think Lively could be a very good backup center for us, and I even think there's lineups where you could have him and Chet on the court at the same time, potentially allowing him to start for us down the line as well. Lively is a rim-protecting big with great length who was a top 3 recruit in high school. Lively is a lob threat and could get easy buckets from Josh Giddey rim running. Lively could be a reach if we're picking in the 12 range, but if we end up acquiring a mid-first round pick via trade, or if Lively impresses in pre-draft workouts, we could be ending up with a player who I believe could have some Nicholas Claxton to his game. And the last prospect that I'm going to touch on for the Oklahoma City Thunder is Jairus Walker out of Houston. Walker is a super strong forward with great size at 6'8", 240 pounds. Walker projects to be an ideal glue guy for whatever team he's drafted to. Walker has great defensive ability and versatility. He's a switchable defender that can guard on the perimeter and on the inside. Walker is a good playmaker for his size, and one of the areas in which Walker will need to improve is on the offensive side. Walker can play in the dunker spot and is a willing cutter that has also shown potential stretchability, but he doesn't create much offense for himself. The 3-point percentages were solid at 35%, although it wasn't on super high volume. In order to draft Walker, OKC would likely have to trade up in the draft, as many view him as a top 5, 6, 7 prospect in this year's NBA draft. So those are 6 players that I think the Oklahoma City Thunder should target with their projected 12th overall pick. There are other players that I think could work, and even players that I would target with our 2nd round picks, but those are the 6 players that I would touch on today. Again, I ask that if you're new to the channel, you subscribe, and everybody have a good rest of your day. Peace out.